Computer's thinking. Okay, good. We're live. My computer's like, I'm not sure if I want to go live today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18. This is crazy. Episode 18 of Shift Happens. I have a special guest today. I am so excited for you guys to meet her because she reminds me so much of myself. And when I met her, it was instantly like, oh my gosh, we're going to be friends. We're so similar. And I'm just really excited because today we're going to be talking about the ripple effect. And that is huge because some of you have experienced it in your life, good and bad. So we're going to talk about that today. So welcome to Shift Happens. Here we talk about real life stories of people who have been through different shifts in their life. So guys, let's face it, when shift happens, shift can happen, right? You can either shift in the right direction or you can shift in the wrong direction. So I bring on different guests weekly that have gone through a shift in their life. And I have them talk about it and ask questions. So if you're tuning in live, say hashtag live. We got some people hopping on already. Susie Newsom, I love her so much. She's here weekly and saying hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you don't have StreamYard, I can't see your name. So make sure you say, this is Bob. I'm kidding. This is so-and-so. And let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. So without further ado, let me introduce you to a beautiful soul. She has impacted so many lives with her just sweet, soft nature. There's people you meet and you're like, oh my gosh, your soul is so kind and so sweet. So I feel that about this woman, and I feel like you'll feel the same. So Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about you, how we met, and just a little bit about your sweet self?
Oh my gosh, girl. First off, I have to say, I'm completely honored to be on here with you. You are amazing. You have been a huge part of my growth as well, because we are very similar, and you've helped me step outside my comfort zone on so many levels too. So I'm excited to be here with you. Okay, so I am a mama of four. 2 boys, 2 girls, 22, 18, 16, 14. I have a full house. I am busy. I've been homeschooling my kids for the past, 17 years, which is crazy to even think. Married for 19 years to my amazing husband, who was just a total blessing from God. We live here in San Diego. We are getting ready. We are buying a house. We're in escrow. We're moving, which I'm so stoked.
Yay!
Which is crazy. Oh my God. Like, that's a story in itself, just to shift my mindset, our mindset. This is our first home we've bought in. Legit. It's crazy. We have rented our whole marriage together. And so that's a huge story in itself too. And, Hollie and I met in Puerto Vallarta.
Which was so much
fun. It was so much fun. For a Savvy event, one of the very first Savvy events, which is crazy to think how long ago it was, 3.5 years ago. And what an incredible time that was, to be in that moment at that time when we're all kind of like, what are we doing? What's happening? This is exciting, but like, what's going on? So it was fun, and it was such a blessing. I can't believe it's been 3.5 years.
3.5 years. So guys, if you're tuning in and you're watching my profile, you're on one of our other platforms and you're wondering, what are they talking about? So Lisa and I helped launch a brand together, and we kind of went in blind, not blind as in like, what are we doing? More like, what are we creating? And it's been an incredible journey and a massive ripple effect in so many lives, and massive ripple effect in Lisa and I's life, because pretty much we were like, we're never going to get on camera. I don't want to talk in front of anyone. We're hairstylists by trade, makeup, hair, behind the scenes. We want to highlight other people. And we walked into this company thinking we're going to be behind the scenes, helping all these people change their lives. And then lo and behold, the Lord's like, no, you are one of the ripple effects. Like, you are going to change your life so you can show other people that they can do the same. So Lisa's been helping us launch this brand, and it's been so much more than just working with fashion and beauty and wellness. There's been some real life change here. So one of the questions I have for Lisa is, since we've started and you and I have massively stepped outside our comfort zones and we didn't die. Guys, if you are on the edge of a comfort zone, freaking jump, just jump. You're not going to die. And if you fall and get boo-boo, you just wipe it off and you go again, right? So, what is just one of the ripple effects? Because when you and I talked earlier, I was like, what's a shifting? And you had said, it's really a shift in my mindset that just was the catalyst for massive change and massive ripple effect for your entire family and your future.
100%. So the shift happened for me. Let me give you a quick background. I grew up with just my mom and myself. My mom was an alcoholic, a drug addict. She was a girl or a woman, whatever you want to call it, to a Hell's Angel. My life as a child was really rough. I felt very alone. I felt like my mom didn't really care. I ended up being more of the mom in the relationship as I got older. And that affected me hugely. I was extremely shy. I was afraid of people because of what I saw when I was young. And my mom never filled my mind with dreams, with, basically this is the hand you're dealt with and you just deal with it. It was never, you can become anything that you want type of thing. And, my family teased me growing up. They made fun of me, which really affected my own confidence. I was extremely insecure. And so, I've been in this industry, the direct selling industry for 15 years, tried it, so many different businesses, never had any success because of where my mind was, because I never believed in it for myself. Like I never believed I could be successful.
It's for those people. It's for those people.
It's for those people. It's not me. Like it's, I can't do that. There's no way. Like that's not in me.
Guys, if you can relate to this, just really quick, like, please, I just want you to know and understand you are not alone. And I know that you feel you're alone. You're watching this, you're going, yeah, but I promise you, you're not alone. Never filled my mind with dreams. Has anyone ever had that before? You don't have to say it. I know that's a really vulnerable. If you want to be vulnerable, you can, because this is what the show's about. That's very vulnerable of saying, like, I didn't have anyone that poured into me. So just know that you're not alone. Sorry, keep going.
No. So, and I often caught myself thinking really deeply, thinking, well, what is the purpose of life? I'm just here and I die and that's it. And it would make me deeply, deeply sad and depressed, because I would get in my head and start thinking, well, why am I here? Well, this is a waste of time. Like, I don't understand. And then I would get scared and all this stuff. It's, such a young age. Like I was a teen when I started thinking those thoughts. And so my mom was a very, very negative. My mom was a very hard worker. Like she definitely did her best for the circumstances. But it was hard. And I had a lot of resentment. I had a lot of bitterness towards my mom because I feel like I missed out on a lot of my childhood. I feel like I had to grow up really fast. So I feel like I missed a lot of the process of really growing up in the right way. So when I partnered with Savvy and was surrounded by such an incredible community of women and friends, and to encourage me and to help me step out of my comfort zone. And just before that, I went to school to become an integrated nutritionist. And that going through that was a huge mindset shifting for myself, just having for me to, because it was more than just learning about nutrition. Like it's a lot about life coaching. And so I started learning a lot about myself. I'm like, wow, okay, so I'm doing this program to help others, but really this program is really helping me.
How many times does it happen, you guys? Oh my gosh, it gets me so excited where you do something to think, okay, I'm going to be able to help someone else, and your whole freaking life changes, right? So cool. Okay, keep going. That's so cool.
So once I jumped into Savvy, I was scared. I was so scared
Yeah.
because because I'd been in the industry and I failed. I had zero success. I started looking at it from a different perspective, from a different mindset. Like my eyes were open to like, I can do this. So I started believing in the positive in myself. I started believing I can do this. Instead of believing the thoughts that were running through my head my whole life, you're not worthy, you can't do anything, you're not going to become anything great. So I started believing the good thoughts. I started believing, and that's what's sad is we have so many negative thoughts that run through our head every single day. And so you have to think to yourself, what are those thoughts are you believing to be truth? Right? What are you believing is truth? And then you have to even ask yourself, is this thought even truth? Right? Like this is just a lie. This is such a lie. And so I started shifting in my thoughts. I started shifting in what I could actually shift in my life, because let me tell you, like my whole young adult life, once I started having a family, like I was doing all that I could do to be the total opposite of what my mom was and how I was raised in that environment and that culture within my home. And so I knew that I was the only one that was going to change it.
Okay.
Like if you just sit back and think and wait for it to change when you're not taking any action, you're not doing anything to make that shift happen, you will be stuck in the same place literally forever.
You literally just answered my question, because I'm like, okay, what is it? How did you finally make that shift? Like, okay, you have to make the choice, make the change. And I feel like you just answered it. You are the only one. You have to come. Look, I got goosebumps. You guys, listen, Linda, listen up, people. You're the only one. So how'd Lisa do this? You're the only one that's going to be able to make that change. You have to make that choice and know I am the only one that's going to make that change. Well, I'm not motivated. I need someone to motivate me. I need someone to change you. I need someone to tell me that it's going to be okay. That's all great. Yes, you need a support system, but you are the only one who is actually going to make the change. And you have to know that it's just you and you're capable. So you answered my question. Thank you.
Yes, you're more than capable. And it might be hard. It might be something
It
will be hard. Let me tell you, it will be hard. I'm telling you, it will be hard because we get stuck in our ways. We get stuck in habits. We get stuck in certain thought patterns that are going to keep us stuck. So you have to work really hard to make that shift happen. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. If not, you'll just keep making excuses.
Yeah. But they don't understand my story. I hear you guys. I hear what you're saying in your head right now, because I was you, right? And once you make that slight shift, have you ever had something in your life where you're going in this direction, you make a slight shift, and all of a sudden you're like, phew. It's like, whoa, guys, that's the ripple effect. One small slight change can absolutely catapult you in the direction you're trying to go. But you have to make that slight shift, right? And you have to know to give yourself grace and mercy that if you do start falling back, and I feel like you do that really well. I know we know each other for the past few years, but it seems like when you made that choice, like it game on. Is that right? Is that how it felt for you?
It was. Yeah, it was game on, full blast, full speed ahead. I was on a mission. Even my husband saw it in me. He's like, "Wow, who are you?"
Yay!
And so I'm like, okay, like just to get that type of encouragement that legit, like I never got ever in my life, was like, I'm like, oh, okay, this feels good. Like I can do this. I can totally do this, because I know that I have family and friends that are here to support me along the way. And you know what? Let me tell you, you will run into bumps. You will run into things that will maybe put you on hold for a little bit again. But then you have to focus and be like, hey, I'm not going to be here as long as I was last time. I'm going to deal with it and I'm going to move on.
Ooh, I'm not going to be here as long as I was last time. Please write that down. Guys, that's powerful because you probably will go back, but you're not going to sit in there as long as you did before. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm writing that down. What's really encouraging about this, Lisa, is I feel like you're giving so many people hope who've had the same type of childhood, right? Because we're very similar, but we've had very different childhoods. My childhood was great with my family, but a lot of bullying. So it's like different from different things, right? So what makes you, so you've started shifting in the right direction. You've not stayed in the same place that you were before. What helps you keep going? Like, what's your motivation? Like, what motivates you, I guess? Because people are like, I need motivation. So if you have someone someone listening to you right now who's about to make that shift, how would you encourage them to stay motivated when it gets really hard? Like, what's kept you motivated?
Oh, wow. That's a deep question for me. I think what's kept me motivated is the fact that I don't want to be anything like my mom. So I love my mom. My mom is all I have. I'm all she has, but my mom is sick and she's still struggling with negative mindset. She has Parkinson's, all that kind of stuff. But my motivator was, I'm going to be better, not just for me, but for my kids, because oh gosh, this was such a hard moment for me. Just recently, I had a huge breakthrough with my mom. I've been really stubborn. She wanted to move in with us, and I was so against it. She needs care. She does. And I love helping people, taking care of people, serving people. And for me to totally shun my mom, I'm like, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me right now? Because you are really, I'm being really stubborn and you're telling me to do something and I'm choosing not to do it.
Yeah.
Based off of, well, here I'm telling myself in my head, which is the enemy, saying, well, she never took care of you. So why are you going to take care of her?
Yeah. Oof.
And I'm like, and then my mom texted me a picture. She had fallen taking her trash out. She smashed her face on the ground and she's crying and her face is all beat up. And she sent me a text. And I'm like, I lost it. Peyton, my daughter, was in the kitchen with me and Ryan. And I'm like, okay, God, he fully softened me. And he's like, you do not want your children treating you the way you treat your mom. This is not honoring your mom, no matter the Bible says to honor your parents, right? But at the same time, God doesn't say honor them for what they did. He says honor them for their position. And that was a hard thing for me to swallow. That was really hard. But God softened my heart to the fact that I needed that breakthrough. I needed that. And it was my kids. It was the thought of my kids treating me the way I treat my mom, and I lost it.
Wow. Lisa, this whole story is meant for someone who's watching this right now. This is crazy. That's what I like about what you just showed, what you just demonstrated is, here's the deal, guys. If you've gone through something like this before, your parents most likely did the best they could with what they had. Not making excuses. I'm not saying everything's fine. Everything that happened is fine. Most likely they did the best they could with what they had. Lisa's not living in her past saying, yeah, but it's not fair. This happened to me. I am the way I am because this happened to me. And sitting in that, because that's excuses and that's sitting in your comfort zone and that's settling for less than. God told her something and she said, no. You're going to have things in your life that there's a lot of friction and you're going to fight against it. And sometimes it takes someone else to see things that you do not see. and to be able to help you make the right decision. So if you're in that right now, I want you to listen in the friction that's happening. I want you to notice the things that are around you. And our children are so smart. Caden said something to me the other day. I was sitting at the beach. I need to relax. I was like, Caden, I just need to go. I love watching the sunset. It's like my downtime. And I was taking pictures on my phone, and Caden comes up and goes, Mommy, this is your time. You wanted to come to relax. This is your time. And he's basically telling me to put my phone away. I was like, oh, wow. Isn't it amazing when someone just points something that you don't see? So I want you guys, if you can relate to this story, put it into the perspective of where you are, because this is powerful. If you hadn't made that decision, where would you be? You know, that's huge. That's very powerful. How do you feel right now?
I feel at peace.
Oh my gosh.
I feel at peace. So we are, she sold her house. We're buying a house. We're setting her up to live in an ADU on our property. And I'm looking at this whole situation from a new set of glasses, because I now have the opportunity. Oh my gosh, it just makes me want to cry right now. I now have the opportunity to show my mom what the joy of life really is about. She's been so depressed and so stuck in her negative thoughts and her mindset, and like everything that she speaks is negativity. And I'm like, Mom, we're going to see life from a new set of eyes, and we're going to be on this journey together. So,
oh no, everyone's going to start crying. Wow, guys, now this is so cool. So because of this shift in this decision and the ripple effect from that decision, come full circle, Lisa now gets to show her mom what life is really about. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a life worth living. That is purpose. So if you're watching this saying there's no purpose to life, what is like how Lisa was the teenager? I just had to put a post on my Facebook about, do you believe that life has a purpose? It's been pretty fascinating, the answers. And there's one gentleman that it just deeply pains my heart that he really thinks there's no purpose. You live and you die, and there's nothing behind that. And I want to get to know him better to let him know that there is a purpose. There is a purpose for your life. And you may just not know what it is yet. Or maybe you've shut the door and didn't allow that to come into your life. But full circle, Lisa now gets to show her mother what happiness is. And I am praying. I want everyone here as a praying person to pray that your mom's heart is softened so she can feel that.
yeah.
And she will feel it for the first time.
Yeah.
Man, that is beautiful. Sorry, I didn't wear waterproof mascara today because I didn't think you'd make me cry.
Sorry, I didn't think I'd cry either, but it just happened.
So before we end the show, is there anything, you talked about a lot of powerful things. So I want you guys to go back and watch this. And if you didn't take notes, please take notes, and remind yourself that you have a choice to start your ripple effect today. You have a choice. And what you're going through probably is really hard. And understand that owning that hard is okay. And say, this is hard, but what are you going to do about it? Right? So someone that's like struggling, they're on the fence, they're about to make a jump, what would you say to them?
Grab some friends.
Oh.
Grab some friends, because you're going to need to lean on some people. You're going to need, they might need to carry you some of the way.
Yeah.
And just do it. Like, honestly, your how do I say this? Your life is in your hands, and only you can be the driver. We tend to go on autopilot, but it doesn't really take us to the right place that we need to be at.
Are you on autopilot? Because most likely you're not going in the right direction if you are. Wow. I think everyone needs to ask themselves that. Are you on autopilot?
And what thoughts in your head are you believing as truth for yourself right now? Are you feeling unworthy? Are you feeling, oh, I'm stuck, I can't get unstuck, this is my life, this is the hand I've been dealt with? Are you how are you seeing yourself? Because that's one thing that I had to look at. I had to look at myself through the lenses of God's eyes, because he sees us as perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I know I'm not perfect. I mess up all the time.
Yeah.
And my kids will tell me that too.
Yeah.
And my husband. So, you know, just go, just jump, take one step. You're one small step closer to believing in yourself, one small step closer into, you know, getting out of a really cruddy mindset. You're one step closer into building that next relationship even stronger and better. You're one step better to prosperity for yourself, for your family. Just take the step and just do it messy. Don't feel like it has to be perfect.
No, it can't be. It won't.
Don't even know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
I just know that I want to be better. I want to do better, not just for myself, but for my family, for my kids. You know, think of your, why do you wake up in the morning? What gives you that joy? What gives you the passion inside you to do the things that you do all day long? Even if you are a stay-at-home mom, like, that is one of the most important jobs
Yes.
in the entire
Especially if
world.
you're a stay-at-home
And
mom.
it is one of the hardest jobs in the entire world. I'm sorry. You know what? What gives you that drive every day to love your kids even more, to do the things we do, drive them all over the place, you know, cook them their meals, make sure they're eating healthy, make sure they're having fun. Like, what is that why behind all the things that you do every day? And use that as your driver.
That's a simple way to put it, and I love that because sometimes we like to overcomplicate things. So what is your why that drives you every single day? You know, and focus on that because that is very powerful and that's what's going to keep you going. Grab a friend because they're going to have to hold you up. That is such great advice. If you don't have friends and you don't have that person, that is why we're here. Guys, contact me or Lisa, whatever platform you're watching. There are people here that are so different than anyone you have ever met. Lisa, if you knew who we were 3 years ago, you'd be like, what on earth? I want that magic. What magic did they take? Guys, this is real. It is now, and it's for you to take into your life. Reach out to one of us if you're curious on how do I get there, because you're going to need people to hold your hand and most likely hold you up when you fall, right? So do me a favor. This is live on my profile, Hollie Lynch O'Brien. Go there and share this. Even if this was not powerful for you, I know someone needs to hear this. And the only way they're going to hear it is if you share it. So go click the share button and share this with someone, because this very well could be the catalyst to create the ripple effect to change generations. And you get to be a part of that. So Lisa, this was powerful. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to send it to you so you can send it out, because I know we are here to make a difference. And we just happen to do it through an incredible vehicle of clothing, which everyone wears. So if you're also curious about the company Lisa and I are helping launch, it's about helping people heal, grow, and pay it forward. We just happen to do it through the vehicle of lifestyle. So whether it's beauty, whether it's wellness, whether it's fashion, it's something you do every day. And it's a way for us to insert ourselves in people's lives and say, hey, how can I help you? What do you want to change in your life? How can we help you? So we invite you for that. So Lisa, thank you for calling me and saying, can I be on your show? Because your story is so powerful and so many people have gone through it. And I just want to say thank you. And I honor you for being vulnerable. And I appreciate that. And everyone watching, say thank you, Lisa, for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing. And guys, remember, today could be the day that you can make shift happen. Okay. You can either shift in the right direction or wrong direction. And we're here to help support you. So go make shift happen.
Yes.
Hey guys, hope you guys have a good day. Say bye, Lisa. Bye. Somebody or share it on your page and change someone's life.
Yes.
Bye.